ghostly silence.
What?
It means we're off to Space Centre.
Yeah, I might as well get a mouth before.
At this point, the United States has to make
You will use them in the next scene. Should you need to leave the presentation for any reason, we kindly ask that you please stand behind the line marked on the floor and direct your attention to the screens at the front of the theater. As a reminder, you will not need your 3D glasses until you enter the next theater. Be prepared to look around as the room comes alive with inspiration. Enjoy the show.
everything's going so well.
Never tried one outside.
This what, two-man one? Yeah, where they tested a lot of things before they decided to go to the moon with three-man version.
Get started here in less than 5 minutes.
It's not bad, I could go to sleep like this.
Could you stay in that for hours? And I mean days.
Weeks.
Weeks, yeah. Weeks just like that.
I'm just a what? Weird.
Yeah, my head's too long.
Say blast off.
Blast off. already, yes.
I like this pushing into me, not back.
That were easy. Try getting in there. Gemini.
Yeah.
Operators were hearing that beep, beep, beep.
Well,
Well, turns out that that's all that satellite did was beep, beep, beep. Juno went up and broadcast President Kennedy was going to speak for 20 minutes transmission here in Europe. For some reason, he was not available. What do you think we put on there?
They're flown and test flown it, that's all. Just there. Let it come back to Earth. Massacre, isn't it? Yeah.
And when coupled with a habitability module, will allow us to undertake human missions to Mars, which will...
Folks, they're moving it. This is a rare sight, so get your cameras out. Now this one just been rebuilt. They had to overhaul this to accommodate the extra weight of that mobile launcher platform back there. Folks, it travels at a whole 1 mile per hour, fully loaded. But once it dropped the shuttle off at the pad, it could race back here at 2 miles per hour. Oh, and it gets a whole 32 to the gallon of diesel fuel. That's 32 feet, folks, because it helps give that crawler some traction. But even more importantly, folks, this rock, unlike any other, does not spark when it gets crushed and pulverized from that weight. There's no iron in this rock. And think about that for a moment. When you're hauling rockets around, the last thing you want to do is create sparks, am I right? Folks, here we are at our second crawler transporter. Now this one has the mobile launch platform sitting on top of it. Gives you a better idea how this operates. And for my guests on the right hand side of the bus, we're coming back this way, so you'll get a good photo op as well. Folks, this machine has no reverse. It goes forward and forward. No making a U-turn with it. So it takes a crew of roughly 20 people to operate that machine. One of the duties is turtle duty. Now that person would walk alongside that crawler, and if he or she spotted a turtle,
with private industry stepping up to support low Earth orbit missions to the ISS, NASA can focus more heavily on deep space exploration, which you will learn about at Launchpad 39B.
Friends, here we are at Launchpad 39A, which is being leased to SpaceX for 20 years. They're 3 years into their lease, and they've had 12 successful launches from this pad. But not only do they launch their rockets from here, folks, they land them at the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station 8 minutes later. So just imagine seeing a launch in reverse. Rocket takes off from here, and then it gently sets down on a pad or the barge out on the Atlantic Ocean. It's really amazing. But they do things a little differently than NASA does. They don't use that vehicle assembly building or the crawler transporter. They assemble their rockets horizontally in this big SpaceX building, and then they move them up the launch pad on those rails. And you see that big white crane there that's laying down with the grappler claws on it? That's the crane that turns the rocket vertical once it gets up to the top. Now you would have thought that it was to control the heat, but that was not the case. That water was the sound suppression system. Now, it would help dampen the sound waves from the roar of those rocket engines from literally bouncing back up and damaging the space shuttle. So folks, remember when you'd see the shuttle launches on television, that big plume of what you thought was smoke underneath the shuttle launch? That was steam. Now there's that flame trench I talked about earlier, 450 feet long. When the shuttle blasted off from there, it would send the flame through the holes of the mobile launch platform down into the flame trench, where there was an upside down V flame deflector that sent the flame in opposite directions. Now people ask, well, why is everything built up so high out here? Now you'll see that water truck will occasionally spray water in front of it, and that keeps the dust down because there's a lot of grease on that machine, and they can't take the chance of a grease fire. Pretty impressive, isn't it? Now on to our left, you'll see that body of water out there. That's the turning basin. That's where they brought that large orange external tank that came in on a barge from Louisiana. Also to the left at the base of that American flag, you'll see that big blue box. That's our new state-of-the-art multimedia countdown clock that replaces the historic countdown clock.
Bottom.
No, listen to your records.
We ask that you refrain from flash photography for the...
This is the firing room, launch control for the Apollo missions. This is not a mock-up. These are the very consoles we sat at when men first took off to fly to the moon.
The Apollo 8 crew standing by, Spacecraft Commander Frank Corner, General Bill Anders. We now report that the liquid hydrogen tank on the third stage is pressurized, 1 minute 15 seconds. All third stage propellants pressurized at this time as we come up on the 60-second mark on the flight to the moon. The engines are on. 4.
This unexplained desire shapes our journey and imbues our lives with substance.
I'm joking. Come on, I'm on.
No socks, Patrick.
Brand new. Brand new last fall.
How do you expect me to crawl through there with your phone in my bag?
If I die, tell them all over.
Stay still. Trying to get my organs on. Where's my dad? I don't know.
We're pretending he's not with us, probably.
Beautiful, beautiful.
We done that. We did the tunnel thing. Yeah. It was like it's just a load of adults on it, so we were like.
As well as my adults think it's doing it.
It's gonna be around.
It's because it's
That way, yes. Look at all of it.
That's all me, I don't know anything else.
Check out the crown.
Yeah, not getting it.
It's with them, what you're saying, so I've got taking a mile with Mike.
Gonna put round tail. This small.
Here we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'll take your side.
Looks nice, that, doesn't it?
Is anybody going to need any steak sauces or ketchup, anything like that? I can bring you ketchup, absolutely.
All right, how does everything look for you?
Great.
Excellent. Is there anything else at all that I can get for you?
Perfect.
Enjoy.
I feel well of it.